Well, thank you so much for having the chance to join the forum. Indeed, I learned about the forum a few months ago, but I decided to join these random meetings. I think 1 month ago. So indeed, I'm very early member of the organization. About me, I've studied diplomacy and international relations, applied to Middle East and North Africa. So that's my academic background. But then I started working almost 4 years ago in pharma. So I joined a pharma company here in Brussels because I'm from Venice, Italy, but I moved to Brussels in 2021. And in that company, I was dedicated to patient engagement, advocacy. Also was involved into digitalization and managed access program. I don't know if you heard about compassionate use program. Pretty sure that you're familiar with those kind of settings. And in my case, I decided to join the organization, the forum, for a few reasons. The first is that I feel the need to be more integrated in the European healthcare ecosystem. So I was looking for the right place to start, and I found the forum pretty interesting in the ways it's constructed and also the vision and objectives. And honestly, after a few years working in the field, I also felt the need to start also sharing my thoughts, my voice, because I believe that at some point you start learning, understanding how things going, and you start seeing some areas of, let's say, improvement. So those are the main reason why I joined the forum. And let's say concerning my vision and the reason why I'm interested in healthcare, probably is shaped also by the fact that I was working in patient engagement and advocacy for a bit of time. So I really start understanding the need of having patient voice, which are in the end the core of healthcare, integrated in everything that is done, at least here in Europe. Then we can also discuss about a more global perspective. So for me, it's really important to always think about healthcare in terms of being patient centric. And based on my experience, I realized that very often this is something that is not really considered as a value. So for me, one of the reasons why I joined the forum and I would like my voice to be heard is really to let policymakers, companies, big organization, trade organization to include patients in everything they do and everything that is done. And and then from a more personal perspective, so getting away from my professional experience, I really believe that healthcare is something that you need to consider 360 degrees, 360 degrees. And it means that you don't necessarily consider just pills and drugs, but you also have to include nutrition, sport, habits, mental health, of course. So I really like when the conversation get into an holistic approach. And what else? Well, yeah, that's also, I was reflecting about what to say, to be honestly. And I remember one of the major reason actually that I decided to get more involved into healthcare. And I mean, I think that everybody in their own lives have an experience as a patient, going to the doctor, going to an hospital. I think it's something pretty common for everybody. And I remember that before entering into the field, the industry, I went to my doctor a few years ago, and just for a routine check, and then he said, "Yeah, you have this, and this, and you have to take this product, and you need to go through this therapy." And then I say, "Why? Can you explain a little bit better?" And he looked at me and he said, "Well, why do you want to know?" And I was pretty astonished by the fact that the doctor in that case um, was not really considering my perspective and was not interested in explaining why I was supposed to go through the therapy and the details of the entire therapy. And so I realized that very often, also by sharing this episode with my family and friends, very often people goes to the doctor and just trust them 100%, which is great. It means that there is a lot of trust, but sometimes it's also needed a certain level of education and information sharing between the patient, the doctors, or the healthcare facilities. And very often people just don't ask, they trust. but I believe that it's critical and key to be always informed, to understand what you're doing, what you're taking, what's going to be the impact on your health. So all these things together that I mentioned in my presentation bring me today here, and and now you have a little bit more perspective, understanding of my profile, my ambitions, vision. So thank you.